From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day, this is Dateline Malacañang and here are the news. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Thursday joined the Philippine National Police or PNP in celebrating its 123rd Police Service Anniversary at Camp Crame in Quezon City. With the theme sa Bagong Pilipinas, ang gusto ng pulis, ligtas ka, or in English, in the New Philippines, the police wants you to be safe. This year's commemoration centers on the PNP's century-long accomplishments that continuously ensure the safety and well-being of Filipinos across the nation. It also highlights the PNP's commitment towards further strengthening the capabilities and image of the police force under the vision of a Bagong Pilipinas. During the program, the President led the awarding of various personnel and units who have shown exemplary performance in the line of duty. The Chief Executive also inspected the display of newly acquired PNP assets, which include 20 units of personal carrier, 299 units of light motorcycle, 193 units of light transport vehicle, 75 units of patrol jeep single cab, and 155 units of light machine gun. Let us now listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you to the Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Secretary Benhur Abalos, for his introduction. Please take your seats. The Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps who have joined us here this morning, National Security Council Secretary Ed Año, the NAPOLCOM Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer Alberto Bernardo, and the other heads of government agencies that are present with us, the Philippine National Police Chief, Police General Romel Francisco Marbil, AFP Chief of Staff General Romy Browner, the officers, non-commissioned personnel, and civilian employees of the PNP, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with pleasure that I join you today to be with our country's brave peacekeepers and protectors as we celebrate the 123rd Police Service Anniversary. For over a century, our police force has stood as guardians of peace, of order, and safety in our communities, ensuring the well-being, the security, and the dignity of every Filipino. This noble work is perfectly captured in this year's commemoration theme, Sa Bagong Pilipinas, ang gusto ng pulis, ligtas ka, which banners the PNP's aspirations in this new chapter of our nation's history. Not only does this speak of our law enforcers' commitment to ensure the welfare of our people, but it also advocates for a more profound transformation in the image of the police under a Bagong Pilipinas. Sa ilalim ng Bagong Pilipinas, ang ating mga kapulisan ay maaasahan, malalapitan, at mapagkakatiwalaan. Malakas ang kumpiyansa at matatag ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng pulisya at sa sambayanan. At tayong lahat ay nagkakaisa sa ating mithiing makamit ang isang mas mapayapa at maunlad na bayan. I acknowledge the strong determination of our police to maintain peace, security, and harmony in our beloved country. I salute all of the officers and personnel of the PNP under the current leadership of Police General Romel Marbil. His tenure over the past months has been filled with noteworthy reforms and achievements that we can proudly present to the Filipino public. Under General Marbil, the police have taken aggressive steps towards sustaining the gains of peace and order that we have collectively and painstakingly worked hard for. The PNP has intensified its patrol operations and increased police deployment, contributing to a notable drop in crime rates, particularly in what was formerly crime-prone areas. Under your leadership, the police has responded to nearly all, or to quote the actual number, 99% of the calls for police assistance. Last May 30, we operationalized the PNP Cybersecurity Operations Center to intensify our cyber patrolling. This initiative enhances our police cybersecurity capabilities, thus ensuring that the police can handle the complexities of cyber crimes. Our crackdown on illegal drugs, smuggling, illegal gambling, private armed groups, human trafficking, and criminality has also strengthened significantly in the ways that are not only effective, but legal and lawful. Indeed, police operations are now conducted as humane, as truthful, and as bloodless as possible. Lastly, your joint operations with the AFP on internal security have led to the neutralization of close to 2,000 or 1,951 members of local and communist terrorist groups. These achievements were made possible because the PNP's resolve to uphold the rule of law and the unparalleled dedication and service of our police officers, led, of course, by our Chief PNP, General Marbil. To PNP Chief Marbil, you carry on your shoulders the honorable task of leading this paradigm shift, this transformation that we are doing not only for the police, but for the entire society of the Philippines, wherein our police are not feared, but welcome in our communities, wherein communities work with the police out of trust, not mere compliance, and where citizens themselves become partners, vigilant partners against crime. In carrying out this task, the police needs to be disciplined, transparent, and fair. Erring and corrupt police personnel will face the appropriate sanctions. Remember, your mandate and place in public safety and service is at the core of your duty. I also urge all police personnel to support the leadership of the PNP. I trust that you will sustain your current initiatives and take care of the people's increasing confidence in the PNP's abilities. So as we commemorate your anniversary, we commend your sacrifices, hard work, and genuine service for the country. Remember that your tasks, regardless of magnitude or gravity, leave an impact on the lives of our people. And to all our awardees this year, my sincerest congratulations on your well-deserved recognition. May you serve as an inspiration for others to serve our people with integrity, excellence, and utmost dedication. To all the officers and personnel of the PNP, rest assured, we are prioritizing your welfare and also that of your families. This administration remains committed to supporting the PNP through the Comprehensive Capability Enhancement Program. We will also continue to provide additional logistical resources and advanced information technology tools to further empower our police force. As long as we are united by our common goal of protecting our people and ensuring that the rule of law reigns supreme, we are on track towards a safe, secure, and empowered Bagong Pilipinas. Once again, a happy 123rd anniversary to the Philippine National Police. Mabuhay ang ating kapulisan, mabuhay ang Bagong Pilipinas.
And you just heard Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news stories, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Thursday extended his congratulations to Filipina boxer Nesfi Petesio for bagging the bronze medal in the women's 57 kilograms of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Petesha concluded her Olympic campaign with a heartbreaking split decision loss at the hands of Poland's Julia Seremeta in the semi-final round. Despite the loss, the president said the whole country is proud of Petesha's performance. In a social media post, the chief executive said Petesha truly shown the world how Filipinos never back down from a challenge. Petesha's bronze is the fourth medal for the Philippines in the ongoing Summer Games after Carlos Yulo's 2 gold medals in men's artistic gymnastics and Ira Villegas's bronze in the women's 50 kilograms in boxing. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics silver medalist joins an elite group of Filipino athletes with multiple Olympic medals along with Yulo, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz, and swimmer Teofilo Ildefonso.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR chairperson Alejandro Tenco confirmed that the 20 million peso award for two-time Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo will come from its funds. According to Tenco, under Republic Act or RA 10699 or the National Athletes, Coaches, and Trainers Benefits and Incentives Act, it is their mandate to provide benefits and incentives to national athletes who win in major international competitions. According to the law, gold medalists will receive 10 million pesos, 5 million pesos for silver medalist, and 2 million pesos for bronze medalist. The funding will be taken out from PAGCOR's National Sports Development Fund. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said Yulo deserves everything that anyone wants to give him. In a media interview in Pampanga Province, the president said once he gets the chance to talk with the Olympian, he would also ask Yulo on how the government can help produce more talented athletes.
Well, why not? Yeah, I don't see why not. You know, he deserves everything that anybody is willing to give him. Actually, dahil may monetary reward na siya kung saan nanggagaling, ang talagang pagka nagkita kami, itatanong ko sa kanya, ano pa maitutulong ng pamahalaan para mas dumami ang ating mga medalists sa Olympics. At nadaanan niya lahat yan. He went to the Tokyo Olympics. He has now won his 2 gold medals in the Paris Olympics. Kaya kung ano pa ang aming gagawin. Because alam naman natin, itong mga atleta, hindi lang ang sarili ang kanilang iniisip, kundi pagandahin pa at maging mas maganda pa ang performance dun sa sport nila at sa buong sport ng Pilipinas. So that is really, I think, a more significant effort. And that's why I will ask Kaloy Yulo kung ano ba talaga sa palagay niya. Ano pang pwedeng gawin ng pamahalaan para dumami ang ating mga. No, I'm going to ask him what can we do. He has already 20 million, he has already, I don't know, I think, if he needs, hindi na siguro siya mangangailangan ng pera, pero para sa akin, ang interest ko, dumami ang medalist kagaya niya. Anong kailangan gawin? Do we have to change the organization? Do we have to, kung it needs to be funded? Si Kaloy Loizaga is going to go. Ay, sorry. yun ang pinakakailala kong Kaloy. So, Kaloy Yulo, I think he will continue to greater heights in sport. Dahil matagal na siyang world champion eh. Dapat yung Tokyo, dapat nanalo na siya, nadagalang eh. Pero ngayon, nakita natin ang tunay ng kakayahan. And again, I think he will be the best person to ask what else it is that we can do.
And you just heard Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. does not agree with the senator's call to suspend the Public Utility Vehicle or PUV modernization program. In a media interview in Pampanga Province, the president said the program was not rushed. In fact, the government has listened to the appeals of unconsolidated PUV drivers and operators 7 times. Currently, 80% have already consolidated and support the implementation of the PUV modernization program.
I disagree with them because sinasabi nila minadali. This has been postponed 7 times. The modernization has been postponed for 7 times. And those that have been objecting or have been crying out and been asking for suspension are in the minority. 80% have already consolidated. So paano naman yung 20% ang magde-decide yung buhay ng 100%. So pakinggan natin yung majority. At ang majority sinasabi ituloy natin. So that's what we will do.
And you just heard Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Meanwhile, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB thank the Chief Executive for supporting the Public Transport Modernization Program or PTMP and rejecting the calls for its suspension. In a statement on Wednesday, LTFRB Chair Teofilo Guadis III said President Marcos's support shows the importance of modernizing the country's public transportation for increased safety, efficiency, and sustainability. Guadis said the PTMP is vital in addressing the evolving needs of commuters and ensuring a more reliable and eco-friendly public transportation network.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news stories, the Commission on Appointments or CA on Wednesday approved the ad interim appointment of Department of Education or DepEd Secretary Sonny Angara. In his sponsorship speech on the appointment of Angara, CA Committee on Education Chairperson Senator Raffy Tulfo said that with Angara's appointment, the agency's work will be easier as his background, experience, and passion in the education sector is sufficient, if not exemplary. The lawmaker is also confident of Angara's wide understanding, deep knowledge in education, and compassion towards teachers, students, and parents. Angara is the 39th Secretary of DepEd, and before this, he served 2 decades in the legislature wherein 11 years he became senator and 9 years as a congressman. In an interview after his confirmation, Angara shared that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s instruction is to improve the quality of education in the country. This involves helping teachers elevate the level of teaching, improve school facilities, and lessen students' learning loss.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine Department of Finance or DOF Secretary Ralph Recto is optimistic that Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s administration will achieve its target of a single-digit poverty rate or 9% by the year 2028. Secretary Recto made the remark following the country registered the highest employment rate this June of 96.9% or 50.3 million employed Filipinos. Based on the labor force survey, the unemployment rate last June is at 3.1%, considered as the lowest level. Recto said with the all-time high gross national income per capita and strong labor marker, the country may achieve the upper middle income status by next year. The secretary reiterated that the Marcos administration will make sure that the government will reach its target of providing quality jobs to every Filipino. That's why, Recto said, the agency will make sure that every peso collected to fund the 6.35 trillion peso national budget next year will be used to improve the lives of Filipinos.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, the United States Coast Guard or USCG and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration or NOAA arrived in Bataan Province to help clean up the oil spill in the area. According to the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG, the USCG and NOAA is composed of 8 members that will provide technical assistance. The USCG and NOAA is coordinating with the PCG Incident Management Team with regards to the recovery operations of 3 maritime incidents involving MTKR Terra Nova, MTKR Jason Bradley, and MV Mirola 1. Metal caps will replace the capping bags from the motor tanker to prevent the spread of oil in the waters while siphoning operation is being done. After replacing with metal caps, siphoning operation can proceed on the 1.4 million liter industrial fuel oil from MTKR Terra Nova. The PCG said at least 300,000 liters of oil must be siphoned so that the motor tanker will float above the water.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP is closely monitoring the presence of China in the West Philippine Sea. In a press briefing in Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City, Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, said that based on the latest monitoring, there are 122 Chinese vessels in the area. This is 18 vessels higher than the recorded 104 Chinese ships last week. Despite this, Trinidad said the presence of these ships is not alarming as this is lower than the highest number of Chinese vessels they have recorded at 159. Trinidad added despite China reclaiming 3,000 hectares in the entire South China Sea, the PCG has not monitored any new reclamation sites. But Trinidad declined to answer if the pile of corals found at the Sabina Shoal is one form of reclamation.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 15.640 MHz, 17.820 MHz, and 12.010 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.